Hi, I'm Einar Tangen, and this is Reality Check. Accusing others of what you do is what you would expect at a grade school playground. But for the US, it has become its primary domestic and international strategy, a political and ideological smokescreen to divert attention from internal divisions and international failures, as it seeks to maintain its political and economic military hegemony in an increasingly multipolar world. Every day, Washington talks about the international rules-based order. Note, not an international law-based order. Why? Because the US has always selectively made or broken the rules according to its own interests. In regard to China, the State Department issued its annual International Religious Freedom Report to Congress on May 15th. There was a half paragraph which admitted that there were no facts, just estimates. Unfortunately, the sites to the estimates have problems. Due to a lack of transparency regarding law enforcement's persecution of religious followers, estimates of those imprisoned during the year for their religious beliefs range from the low thousands to over 10,000. First, the report never gives a source for over 10,000 number. Second, it cites Human Rights Without Frontiers' estimate of 2,649 individuals imprisoned, but no such number can be found on the Foundation's website database. The misinformation was then followed by 49 pages of biased summaries of Chinese laws on religion and unverifiable anecdotes. In my own limited experience in China since 2000, people, while curious about Christian beliefs, tend to stick more with traditional spirituality like Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. In Xinjiang, when I visited in 2014 and 2022 respectively, in spite of the extensive travels, I observed no religious prosecution. I did note in 2022 the call to prayers was no longer broadcast from the mosque minarets. I was told everybody now used their phones instead. There were also fewer young adults at the mosques as well, but according to the imam, it was because the women were working, having fewer children, but with higher ambitions, like college, for the children they had. Well, my account is anecdotal. It strikes me that those outside China do not see the reality inside it. Is anybody fooled? Apparently some in the press are. The ones who breathlessly repeat, without regard to verifying facts, the absurd hypocrisies issued by their governments. Actually, what America is doing is a form of self-justification. Even if I do terrible things, I am no different from anybody else. It's the victim's calling card and a marker of the criminal mind. As a prosecution intern and then defense attorney, every hardcore criminal always insisted that the world had been unfair to them, that they were the victims. Everybody else is just as bad. So don't blame them for trying to get even. Their only crime was getting caught. How the US, the richest, most powerful political, economic, and military power in the world, is a victim might surprise those in the third world who were ravaged by European and American colonialism. In the end, it is a waste of time to try to refute a negative. It's the old game of asking questions with false premises. Have you stopped beating your wife? There's no answer to a false premise, and no point in listening to an unreliable country which is always crying wolf when it is eating the sheep.